Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you all are doing well, and those who haven't watched communication units class 1, that is the part 1, kindly go and watch the part 1 first and then come back to this video. So in the last class we had learned what are the characteristics of communication. We had understood what are the characteristics of communication. In today's class we will be understanding what is the process whenever you are communicating with someone or with your own self. What is the process? How your message is reached to another person? What are the requirements? What are the things that need to be kept in mind? Basically, the technical things. Whenever we are speaking to our friends or family, we don't think in so much depth that, okay, now what am I saying? What is encoding? What is decoding? What is feedback? We don't think about it a lot. These all are maybe technical words for you guys, right? Have you ever thought, okay, I'm communicating with my friend on phone or I'm communicating with my family members face to face? So will you be thinking, I'm the sender, they are the receiver, this is the message, now I'm encoding, now we are decoding? No. Are you practically going to do that? Are you practically saying that I am giving you a message, now I'm encoding it? Now you are the receiver, you are receiving it, now you decode it. No. This is happening naturally. But when you go into the technicality part, you have to bifurcate the communication in certain terms which helps you understand that all these technical words, be it encoding, be it decoding, be it media, medium, all these words are actually a part of your communication also. When you will learn this topic, after that, whenever you communicate with anyone, you will try to imagine, okay, now I have said this thing to the person, maybe this is my message. Maybe I have encoded it in this way. Earlier, we never thought like what are we doing? We are just simply saying, talking, chatting. This was the basic meaning of communication for us, that we are saying, speaking, talking something, or we are listening to someone. But after you learn the process of communication, you will go into a bit of technicality part. You will start paying more attention when you're talking to someone, and you will be able to relate it. Most important, you will be able to relate it. So I had said earlier also that the unit communication is the most simplest unit, because these things are happening in your day-to-day life, so you can relate it to well. If you can relate it to well, you won't be forgetting it till the examination, and you'll be able to recollect it in the examination also. Okay, so now let's start into the technical part of communication, that is what is the process of communication. Now before we learn all these terms, sender, receiver, I'll just give you a short example so that you will be able to understand it better. Okay, now most important terms in communication. First will be, there will be one sender. Okay, I'm writing short form. There is one sender. Sender, I am the sender. I am teaching you, I am providing you some information, I am explaining you what is the topic communication. So who is the sender? I. Okay, I am the sender. Now I am communicating with you. Okay, I am communicating with you guys. You are my students, and who are you? You are the receiver. I will write it here students, so you will be able to understand it. So you are the receiver. Imagine that you are the receiver. My students are my receiver. I am the sender. Okay. Now, when I am explaining it to you that what is the process of communication or what are the characteristics of communication, what is my aim? What is my motto? Why am I explaining it to you? Why am I teaching this topic to you? My aim is that you should be able to understand whatever I am saying. You should understand that only. For example, if you remember in first class of communication, we had learned one term in characteristics, that is mutual understanding, and I had given you example of, I guess, doctor, right? That what is he trying to say and what are you understanding? There should be a mutual understanding. But if I'm saying you, I want an apple, so I mean that I want apple fruit. But if you are understanding that I am saying I want that apple iPhone, the smartphone, if you think that I want that phone, so is there a common thinking? Is there a mutual understanding between us? No. Similarly, when I'm teaching you communication, what I'm expecting that whatever I'm teaching you in that same manner, in that same perception, it should be understood by you guys. Okay. So I am passing you some information. That information is what? It's a message. Okay. I am giving you some message. Now, when sender is sending this message to the receiver, when sender is sending this message to receiver, that is when I am sending this message to students, I am going to encode. What am I going to do? I am going to encode this message. Encode, how am I going to encode? The words which I am saying. Right now I am speaking with you guys. Okay, so what are these words which I am saying to you so that my understanding should reach you? What I am trying to explain you, what I want you to understand. How am I going to tell you? I am going to tell you through my words. So how am I encoding it? Through words. If I am showing you some kind of a picture, okay? If I am showing you a picture, like I had shown in previous slides. So how am I trying to convey my message to you? Through a picture. How am I encoding it? Through a picture. Now what am I doing? I am drawing this short, simple, plain, sweet diagram for you, where I have written as our message. So how am I trying to convey my message? Through this diagram, handwritten drawing diagram, whatever you say. When if someone is in front of you, when you are face to face, or even if you are doing a video call, then that person may be trying to explain you through his gestures, his hand movements, or his face expressions. So, whenever you're trying to explain, pass an idea or a message to the receiver, you are going to encode it either through the words or through your movements, that is, hand gestures, facial expressions, or through some pictures, diagrams. So, that is what? That is encoding. Okay. Now, you have prepared your message which you need to send, you have encoded it. Now, how are you going to send that to the receiver? You need some medium, right? There's a medium or a channel or a media. So, I'll write here medium. Okay, the medium through which your message, your idea is transmitted to receiver. Means when I am explaining you this, how am I transmitting it to you so that students should receive this message? I am transmitting it through videos, right? On YouTube. YouTube is my medium through which I am transmitting this class, this lecture to you guys. You can say YouTube, you can say Commerce Aspirants channel, anything. Okay, that is the medium through which you are able to watch my class, understand. So medium or channel or media can be anything. It can be or text message which you're sending. It can be email. When you're chatting with your friends, that can be the medium. If you're doing a phone call, so that phone is the medium. So medium is basically the things you can say, or the, what is the better word? It can be technology, it can be gadgets also, because you will be using a phone to call someone or do video call. So medium is through which you will transmit it. Just say in olden days, what was the medium? That post letter box. That red color post box used to be there in olden days. How should I say olden days? Like 50 years before, when our grandparents were young, that time what was their medium to convey the message? The post box. That was the medium. How they used to encode the message? By writing the letter. That is by putting the message, by putting the words. That was what? Encoding for them. Wow, nice example. I didn't have this in mind, but see, while explaining to you, I got this in my mind. In olden days, during your grandparents' teenage time, how they used to encode the message in the letter form. That was the way to encode whenever they had to express something or inform something to nearby relatives or to the friends or anyone. So the letter was encoding. The message was encoded through letter, and what was the medium? Post office. Post office was what? The medium for them. Okay. And next what we see is decoding. Decoding. Now who is going to decode? Receiver. That means you students are going to decode what I am sending it to you. Here in medium you can write video call, you can write email. Let's say below in explanation everything examples are given, but for the sake I'm writing it. So you will be decoding it. Now how you are going to decode it when you see this diagram, what I have drawn. Now you are trying to understand, okay, ma'am has written your sender, the arrow is here. So the message is going to be received. Then ma'am is saying there should be a medium. So sender is sending the message through the medium. Okay, now below R ma'am has written decoding. So who is decoders? Who are decoders? Students are decoders. So your brain and you are trying to analyze. Whenever I'm writing something here, you are trying to analyze it, you are trying to interpret it, and you are trying to what? Decode it. Whenever I am trying to explain you something whenever I am drawing you some diagrams, or whenever I am speaking to you, explaining to you, and you are trying to understand it, you are trying to analyze it, you are trying to interpret it, that is that process which is going on in your brain right now is known as what? Decoding. Decoding every time doesn't mean that you will be doing something physically like opening the paper, writing. Just say they're showing movies, decode and code. In many suspense movies or crime movies, this encoding, decoding words and terms are used. So that is not what it means here in communication. In communication, it is plain that whatever is happening inside you, within you. Okay. So when I have drawn this, you are trying to decode it. You are trying to understand what I am explaining. So that is known as decoding. Who will do decoding? Receiver. Every time, make sure, this is very important. Who decodes? Receiver. Who encodes? Sender. Okay. Now, if for some students it is difficult to remember these terms, or they are thinking that they might forget it, so I'll just tell you one small trick, that what is spelling of sender? SENDER, right? Now, after sender, what comes? E. Sorry, not after sender. After S, what comes? E. So that through that E, you can remember sender is for encoding. Whenever sender will come, remember it is for encoding. SENDER, sender. So E is for encoding. Like that you can remember. Okay, simple. Just remember one. If you want to remember receiver and decoder, you can remember it like that also. And if you want to remember sender and encode, you can remember it that way also. But make sure you remember, keep in mind only one thing. Next automatically will click you. Okay. Now receiver has decoded the message. After decoding, what is he going to do? He is going to interpret it. He has interpreted the message, and then what is he going to do? Final step will be feedback. He will be providing a feedback to the sender. Feedback as in what will be the feedback? For example, now you guys will comment down. that ma'am we have understood, ma'am we have not understood this point, ma'am when you explain this term we are able to remember it or we are not able to remember it. So feedback can be anything, it can be positive also, feedback can be positive, feedback can be negative, but there should be a feedback. If feedback is not there, how will the sender understand that what message he has transmitted to the receiver? Has receiver first of all received it, decoded it, understood it? Without feedback, sender won't be able to understand whether the message he has transmitted, the receiver has received it exactly. Okay? So similarly, I also tell you at the end of the video that whatever I have explained, if you have liked it, comment it. If you have not, if you have any suggestions, comment it. So that I should know what I'm teaching is right, is correct, the way, the technique, the examples that I'm telling you is easy for you to understand, relate. And if not, then maybe I can do some changes from my side. Until and unless I will receive the feedback from you guys, I won't be able to make the changes as to how I should improve it, or you are already understanding the way I am teaching. So feedback in any sort of communication is very important. Now let's take an example. For example, now there is a birthday party of one of your friends. Okay, one of your friends is throwing a birthday party. So for example, friend A is throwing a birthday party. It's a birthday. And now B and C, you both are friends. So what B is telling to you that no, I'll not write B, C, A. You won't be able to understand. Suppose there is one girl, Ria. It's her birthday. Okay? And she has invited all of the friends. And now there are two friends. Say Priya. Say Pooja. Two friends, Pooja and what should be the another name? Ria. Okay? Now Pooja and Ria are two friends. Now, what Pooja is saying to Dia that listen Dia, if you are going to the birthday party, then I'll be also going, and if you are not going, I also won't be going. So you let me know whether you're going or not. Okay, so accordingly I'll also dress up or I'll do my work, whichever is pending. Okay, so she is dependent on Dia's answer. Now, what should Dia do? Dia should reply back whether she is going or whether she is not going. If Dia won't reply her whether she is going or not going, Pooja will be in a big confusion as to what is happening. I have called Dia so many times, I have texted her, but Dia is in her own world. Dia is busy choosing dresses, choosing gifts, what she should give to Dia, and getting her makeup done. And Dia has not responded to Pooja that yes, Dia is going. And the Pooja is repeatedly calling her, messaging her. So, don't you think that because of no feedback, Pooja won't be able to take a decision, right? So, whenever there is a communication, a feedback is very necessary, be it a positive feedback or be it a negative feedback. Now, let's take a look at the details of process of communication. So first is sender. Now as I had explained it to you, who is the sender? I am the sender. I am transforming the information, transmitting the information. Okay. These are all plain sentences. I have already explained it to you. Now I don't know how many times. You can just read it once. I won't explain it again and again. Just read it once. If you feel, yes, see, now I am saying again. If you feel that you're not understanding any of this sentences, make sure you comment it down. And if you have understood everything very well, make sure you comment that also down, because feedback is very important. Or else, how will I come to know that I should continue taking classes if you won't give me a proper feedback? Okay? Or I should do some improvements or changes. Everything is very important, be it positive or negative. Make sure you comment down at least after this lecture. Okay? Now you have understood the value of communication and its feedback. Okay? Now second one is message. Message, again, we had seen it in characteristics of communication also. What is message? Next, third one is the encoding process. Encoding, see, here also it is given. It is in form of pictures, words, gestures, etc. And who is the encoder? Yes, sender is the encoder. Okay. Next is what? Media. Media, again I said, it can be medium, channel, anything. It is a manner in which the encoded message is transmitted, right? Through telephone, internet, post, fax, email, etc. And who? Yeah, this is also important. Who decides it? Obviously. Who will decide it? Sender. Who is sending the message? I am. I am taking this class. So I'll be deciding, right? How I should conduct it. I should conduct it through YouTube. I should conduct it in PPT form, PDF form, or audio form. So medium is decided by who? By the sender. That is by the person who is sending the message, the encoder. Next is what? Receiver. Who is receiver? You all are receiver. My students are the receiver. Decoding. Again, who is going to decode? Students are going to decode what I am teaching in this class. Feedback. Very important. Feedback. On the why am I emphasizing on this term feedback a lot? Because based on this, many questions are asked in examination based on feedback. It can be in statement form, assertion, reason, true, false. So feedback is very important. Make sure you have noted it down in bold in your books also, that feedback is an essential part of the process of communication. See, here it is written. What makes the process of communication complete? Feedback. So write this term in bold in your notes, that feedback is very, very, very important. Yeah. Noise. Now I missed explaining you what is noise in the diagram. Now, what is noise? Noise can be a barrier. Now, if you remember, in characteristics of communication, I had told this to you somewhere. I had explained it to you that suppose your mom is calling you and you're not able to hear her because of the traffic and the honking, or because of poor signal. So this is some kind of a barrier. But due to this, does the communication stop? No. Communication can never stop. If anyone has watched my previous class and still they are saying ki, yes, communication can stop, no, you have got it all wrong. Go back and check that class again. Communication is continuous, it is endless, it can never stop. There can be barriers to it, but it can never stop. So noise is one of the important barriers of communication. Here again they have written some terms as to what can be the barriers: bad telephone, faulty encoding, decoding. Faulty encoding means I am not able to use the right words to explain you communication. Now if I have to explain you what is feedback, and instead of explaining feedback I am using proper words for feedback, I am using some different words, or I am not able to convey that to you. So what is that? Faulty encoding. What is faulty decoding? That you are not able to understand what I am trying to say. You are not able to decode it properly, or maybe you are not able to understand the words that I have written. So that means that is faulty decoding. Inappropriate gestures, etc., etc. These things now I won't explain it to you in depth, because noise is a big important topic in our communication unit, which you will see in barriers of communication. As we go further, noise topic you will see separately. It's a in-depth topic. So till now, just keep in mind that yeah, there is something called as noise, and it's a kind of a barrier. And you can keep in mind the example of the phone call where maybe due to honking and all you are not able to hear, or due to poor network. Just keep that much in your mind. Okay, so here is another picture which, see, now what is this picture? This picture is the message that I have encoded. This is what encoding. Now what will be decoding? How you are understanding the arrows and everything. See, the sender is encoding the message, and he is okay. In this picture, medium is missing. He is sending it through a medium. Here there should be medium. He is sending it through a medium, and there is a noise. See, here the noise is there. Noise means barrier. Till the time the message is decoded or reached to the receiver, noise will be in between it. Right? When your mom is calling you, so the message which she is trying to give you, it won't reach you because of poor network connection. So when the message is getting transmitted through the medium, noise will come between the message and the medium. And decoding, who will decode? Receiver will decode. After decoding, what the receiver should do to make the communication process complete? He should provide a feedback. To whom he'll provide the feedback? He'll provide the feedback to the sender. Simple, basic. Those who are learning it for the first time, they might have felt before that, oh, what is encoding, decoding, some foreign words. But now I hope you have understood it's a simple, basic word, nothing difficult. Here, one more picture I have added. Again, you can see it. Sender, he'll encode it, he'll send the message, he'll send it through various channels. There is noise. He's sending it to receiver. Receiver will decode, convert the meaning, respond in the form of feedback. And then later feedback from receiver is very important. Later on, which is given here, that is interact with the feedback. Now suppose I have got the feedback that ma'am, you teach very well, or ma'am, I haven't understood this. So you are the receiver, you have given me the feedback. Now when I am replying to your comment down, thank you, or okay, I'll improve it. So now what is that? That is my interaction with your feedback. Understood? When you are commenting down on my video, that is what? That is feedback. And when I am replying to your comment, that is what? Interacting with feedback. Remember it in this way. You will never forget. Whenever you are commenting on my YouTube video, what is that? That is the feedback. When I am replying to your comment, what is that? That is interacting with feedback. Okay, feedback can be anything, positive, negative. If you want, you can just make one short, sweet, simple diagram. Don't write so much in detail. At the time of revision, it should be that okay, you have drawn a diagram, and by looking at the diagram, all the terms are coming into your mind, and you're able to recollect it also. So don't write in detail, try to make it in a diagram form. Okay, how I had shown it to you. If you have any queries, any suggestions, it's very important. Give your feedback in comments. Now in next class, we'll start with 7 C's of communication. What are the 7 C's? And we'll see few more topics in detail. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, join Telegram, and the most important thing which you have learned in today's class is share the feedback. Give the feedback, provide the feedback. Where? In comment section. Okay? Till then, take care. Bye. Have a nice day.